So we have our cooking cream. Look at how smooth that is. This is why you need. So to start our cooking process, every time you want to cook, low heat. I really advise low heat because low heat allows your ingredients married together. When your ingredients meet each other gently in the pot, they would give you a much flavorful result. Low heat is your best friend when you want to bloom flavor and make sure that your food tastes just like you made it in a magical way. So I'm going to put the pan on fire, and in this pan we are going to be making our cooking cream. I just put in star anise to make sure that, you know, flavor, just to add some flavor into the cooking cream. This is the only thing we'll be adding. If you don't have this, you can add in rosemary, or you can just do your cooking cream plain. We're also going to use a little bit of butter, but we're going to let this pan get hot first. Before that, we're going to mix some corn flour. This is regular cooking, you know, corn flour. We're just going to have this, maybe 2 teaspoons or 3 teaspoons. Mix it in water first before you pour it into the pot, because you need it to be like your thickener for your cream. And just a cup of water. This will make you about 3 cups of cooking cream. You want to melt this in ordinary water first, room temperature anyway. Since I discovered this or more, they know they use cooking cream do me guy for supermarket again. It used to be so costly, and it does the same thing, and you know exactly what's in your cooking cream without all the extras and all the preservatives and all of that. So you see we have a smooth paste. Now to add in cooking butter. This has been cooking for a bit now, maybe like 10 minutes, and I have been slow stirring this. You can see it's forming some lumps. When I tell you we need to blend this, we need to blend this afterwards to blend out these lumps and to infuse air into this our cooking cream, so that it now becomes like an actual cream that is fluffy, you know, like we did it in a machine, like the way they would do it, so to speak, because this process alone will not give you that. Even though at the end, when everything cooks and melts, it will still give you that. So if you don't have a blender, this will still disappear in your pasta, but you'll see why we need a blender. I'll show you. So this butter is what I like to cook. It's what's available to me in Nigeria. I like to eyeball it, so like about a teaspoon will be good, a tablespoon rather, just so that this butter is fluffy. You need some oil in there. Yeah, so that should be enough for me. We'll stir this in until it melts. You see that this thing is already thickening. Now we're going to start adding in our coconut milk. I'm going to be using 2 cans. Because we let that corn flour get thickened a bit first before adding this is important, so that your base of your cream starts to form. This will still cook down. We need about 2 cups of cooking cream so that our pasta is very creamy. So this will still cook down, but yeah, now we just gently stir this to make sure, you know, the butter will still melt, but just blend all of that. Slowly stir this slowly until it fully thickens up, okay? Don't rush the process at all. It will get thickened, and this water or this liquid will be thicker slightly. This is the butter. So I am at the stage that we're going to now go ahead and blend this up. It's thickened now. You can see the texture is no longer watery. and it has reduced in its the water has reduced. You see the texture, but we're going to let it cool down. It will get even thicker when it cools down. Then we'll now blend it. The whole process took about 30 minutes. Turn off the heat and let this cool, okay, before we blend it. So blending it is going to take away any tiny lump, and it's going to make this even be more stable, so that when I pour it into the pasta, it actually holds a cream state and not disintegrate like us just mixing it like this. Like I said, if you don't have a blender, you can use it like that, but you'll see how much more stable this will be. It will not just disappear when we pour it into the sauce. It will be thick, like it will be like a cream before it melts into. That's how you know a quality cream, you get. Just let it cool down. Hey, I should take out the star anise. This cast iron pot is so heavy, but look at that beautiful cooking cream texture. Make sure every last drop goes into the blender. So now we're going to blend it on 30-second bursts for 2 or 3 times. So we have our cooking cream. Look at how smooth that is. This is why you need this is why you need, see how stable that is, like it's mixed well and it's smooth. So yeah, these are cooking cream. Nice. I want to show you the cooking cream. Do you see what I mean by it is balanced? Can you see? Like, it's stable. You wouldn't have gotten this kind of stableness if you used if you just mixed it without blending it. I'm just going to pour it in. Just look at that. Can you see how that has, just look at that. Just look at how smooth that is. This is now why I love to blend it. Can you see how long it's taking to mix into the, like, the easiest English I can use is before the tomato overcomes it. It's not easily overcome by the tomatoes. It's very, the base is set, you know. So that's how you have your really nice base cooking cream that adds so much creaminess to your cooking, you know. So you see I poured it and it has started thickening up because, you know, it has cooled down. But it is so nice. It has melted back immediately. And you see that? Just look at that. Look at that creaminess. So slowly, slowly you keep stirring and the tomato will take over, but then the creaminess is inside already. If you didn't blend this, it should have not taken this long to melt into your, it would have just disappeared. It will still give the same feeling again, you get, but this is a better way to do it. Blending it is a really good tip. Infuse the air, make it stable, and just, oh, you should try this, okay? Don't just attend this class and not try it. Definitely try this for yourself. Please cook it for people. Please follow everything I've shown. Don't substitute as much as you can, please. Wow, our rustic pasta base is ready. We're just going to let this cook through for about 10 minutes, and we'll put the pasta water on fire. And why we're putting that pasta on fire is just to actually get some pasta water going, so it's not actually going to cook through, you know, because we want the pasta to finish cooking inside the sauce. So the pasta will be very thick when we would add it back into this sauce. It will be very uncooked, so then it will cook with this sauce and the flavor